Source outside my sycamore tree, sing on a green willow. Her hand on her bosom, her head on her knee, sing willow, willow, willow. The fresh streams run by her, and murmur, sing willow, willow, willow. The salt is for thunder and soften the stone. Sing willow, willow, willow. Ready, hidey, you come on. Sing all the green willow must be my darling. Let nobody blame in this scorn I approve.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the final Wheel of Shakespeare Challenge for the month of February, the first Saturday of March. I've mentioned I am busy, so we are going to skip next week, but we'll do it again 2 weeks from today. We have with us today myself, Sheila, John, Alex, Bill, Maggie, and Brannon to do monologues and scenes for you, randomly chosen by the wheel. And our randomly chosen order in advance we had spun for it would be Ted, John, Brannon, Elizabeth, Eleanor, myself, Henry, Bill, Alex, Danielle, Sheila, and Maggie. So if the other people that aren't here yet join us, that will be the order we stick with. So John is let's see, Ted is not with us today, so that leaves John. John will go first. And let's get the wheel up for him. There we go. Okay, so John is going to be performing Benedict. I do much wonder. Much ado about the beginning, Act 2, Scene 3. Actually, except for that silly that thing so easily cut where the boy comes in, and then he starts his monologue before they're accidentally on purpose overheard by him.
Okay.
After you're here.
That's Much Ado, is it?
Yeah, Much Ado About Nothing, Act 2, Scene 3. And I should have mentioned before, so John's performing now, and Brannon is on deck. She will go next. Well, good. Eleanor and Henry just joined us. So,
Okay. God, I wish I could I know what's happening here, but okay. I do much wonder. Is that it?
Begins with I do much wonder.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Okay. Just want to check. Okay. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at much shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by failing in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife. And now had he rather hear the tabor and the pipe. I have known when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good armor. And now will he lie 10 nights awake, carving the fashion of a new doublet? He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier. And now he is turned to orthography. His words are a very fantastical banquet, just as many strange dishes. May I be so converted and see with those eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to an oyster. But I'll take my oath on it till he have made an oyster of me. he shall never make such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, and yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll not. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician. And her hair shall be of what color it please God. Ha! The prince and Monsieur Love, I will hide me in the arbor.
Okay, very good. So Brannon is up next, and Eleanor is on deck after Brannon. Hello, and you will be doing. Viola, I left no ring with her. That's the end of Act 2, Scene 2 of Twelfth Night.
Okay. Just give me a minute. Scene 2. Okay, 15. Okay. Just a minute. I left no ring. I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Oh, fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. She made good view of me, indeed, so much that sure methought her eyes had lost her tongue. For she did speak in starts distractedly. She loves me. Sure. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring. Why, he sent her none. I am the man. If it be so, as 'tis, oh, poor lady, she would better love a dream. Disguise, I see thou art a wickedness, wherein that pregnant enemy does much. How easy is it for the proper false in women's waxen hearts to set their forms? Oh, alas, our frailty is the cause, not we. For such as we are made of such we be. And will this badge? Oh, my master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him, and she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. Oh, what will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, how now, alas the day, with thriftless sighs shall poor Olivia breathe. O time, thou must untangle this, not I. It is too hard a knot for me to untie. See.
Great. Okay, so Eleanor is up next. There she is. Okay, and Eleanor is going to do. Oh, Lady Macbeth, come ye spirits.
Ooh.
Act 1, Scene 5.
Okay. Let me just call it up.
And then I just And then I'm next after Eleanor, and then Henry after me.
Okay. Let me just get it in place. They met me in the day of success. Is that the beginning? Oh, yes. They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Calder, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to the coming of time with Hail King that shalt be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart and farewell. Ha! Glamis thou art, and Calder, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily. Wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou'st have, great Glamis, that which cries, thus thou must do if thou'lt have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishest should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings? Thou mad to say it. Is not thy master with him, who wert so wouldst have informed for preparation? Give him tending, he brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold enough. Great Glamis, worthy Calder, greater than both by the all hail hereafter, thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
Okay, very nice. So it is my turn now, and then Henry goes after me. And before I perform, one thing I wanted to mention is we have 9 people here today. That's great. Every time we get the habit is every time we get more than 8, I like to add in a larger scene to along with the 2 or 3 player scenes, um, so that it's easier to accommodate everybody with a role. And I usually send an email, proposing some stuff, and we vote on it. I had forgotten to do that, but so my just the one that came to mind here, and you guys can let me know in the chat if you like it or don't like it, or you have your own proposal. I was thinking Romeo and Juliet, from the Tybalt gets the Mercutio gets killed, and then Tybalt gets killed. All the chaos. That's 4 roles: Romeo, Mercutio, Benvolio, and Tybalt. And we would go do that scene up to the point where Tybalt dies, Romeo runs off, and then we'll cut it there when the prince and the citizens come in. That's my idea for the larger scene. But if people have other ideas, mention it in the comments while myself and the remaining people do their monologues. So anyway, my monologue is going to be. Oh, wild card. Choose. I'm gonna do. I'm going to do the Duke of York, well, soon to be Duke of York, in the Henry VI trilogy. When at the end of that great scene that I recently added to the wheel, we had people do the whole scene where Mortimer tells about his claim to the throne that runs through him, and he's determining to start the Wars of the Roses over this. And he concludes, and he's just making his resolve to reclaim his title as Duke of York and aim for the crown after that, based on what Mortimer told him just before he died. Okay, so got that. And peace, no war befall thy parting soul. In prison hast thou spent a pilgrimage, and like a hermit overpast thy days. Well, I will lock his counsel in my breast, and what I do imagine, let that rest. Keepers, convey him hence, and I myself will see his burial better than his life. Here dies the dusky torch of Mortimer, choked with ambition of the meaner sort. And for those wrongs, those bitter injuries which Somerset hath offered to my house, I doubt not but with honour to redress. And therefore haste I to the Parliament, either to be restored to my blood, or make my ill the advantage of my good. Scene. Okay, Henry, you're up next. Okay. Henry's going to do. Henry is, and then after Henry, Bill is on deck. We'll go after Henry, but first Henry's going to do. What does the wheel say? The Dogberry. Dost thou not suspect? Have you done this one before?
Dost thou not suspect? 4, 2.
Yeah, the end of Act 4, Scene 2, Much Ado About Nothing.
Okay, got it.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass! But, masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it not be written down, yet forget not that I am an ass. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proved upon thee by good witness. I am a wise fellow, and, which is more, an officer, and, which is more, a householder, and, which is more, a pretty piece of flesh as any is in Messina, and one that knows the law go to, and a rich fellow enough go to, and a fellow that hath losses, and one that hath 2 gowns, and everything handsome about him. Bring him away. Oh, that I had been written down an ass. Oh.
Oh, God, I love that one so much. Okay. Bill is up, and Alex is on. Oh, no, Alex isn't with it. Oh, yes, he is. Bill is up, and Alex is on deck. First, Bill is going to do. Ooh, what a piece of it doesn't start with that. I think it starts with "I will tell you why, lest my discovery shall." It's in the middle. It's hard to get to. It's in the middle of like the longest scene in the play.
Yeah.
Scene 2, responding to Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
I will tell you why.
Yeah, is how it starts. Let me create the. Have you found it?
Yes, I just got it.
Okay, great. All right. So whenever you're ready.
I will tell you why. So shall my anticipation prevent your discovery, and your secrecy to the king and queen moult no feather. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, forgone all custom of exercises, and indeed it goes so heavenly with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave o'erhanging firmament, this majestical roof fretted with golden fire, why, it appears no other thing to me than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is a man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable in action, how like an angel in apprehension. how like a god, the beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me, nor no woman neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so. See.
Very nice. Alex is up, and then after Alex, Sheila and Maggie, and then we'll move on to our scenes.
Hello.
Alex, welcome. You will be doing... I believe we did this just last week, but I don't think it was you. So, and the closing of Troilus and Cressida, that basically the epilogue that Pandarus delivers.
Okay. 5:10. Okay.
Very into the play, the epilogue. Really comes in.
All right. A goodly medicine for my aching bones. Oh, world, world, world. Thus is the poor agent despised. Oh, traitors and balls, how earnestly are you set at work, and how ill requited. Why should our endeavor be so laughed, and the performance so lauded? What verse for it? What instance for it? Let me see. Full merrily the humble bee doth sing, till he had lost his honey and his sting, and being once subdued in armed tail, sweet honey and sweet notes together fail. Good traders in the flesh said this in your painted clothes. As many as be here of Pandar's hall, your eyes how fault weep out at Pandar's fall. Or if you cannot weep, yet give some groans, true not for me, yet for your aching bones. Brethren and sisters of the whole door trade, some 2 months hence my will shall here be made. It should be now, but that my fear is this, some gaunt goose of Winchester with his. Till then I'll sweat and seek about for eases, and at that time bequeath you my diseases.
Okay, very good. So next up we have Sheila, then Maggie, then our scenes. Sheila, here you are. You will be doing... Oberon, I know a bank where the wild time blows, where he's giving direction to Puck.
Has anyone done that recently?
Have we? Have you done it before? Or
No, I have not.
yeah, if you want to spin again because you think we did it too recently,
No. I 2-1, right? 2-1.
Act 2, Scene 1, and it's kind of a long, end of a pretty long scene towards the end. That is 258 lines in, I believe. Let me create the banner for you while you're looking.
Ah, yes. Puck re-enters with the flower.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so whenever you're ready, go.
I pray thee, give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows, quite over canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses, and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania, sometimes of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake throws her enameled skin, weed wide enough to wrap a fairy in. And with the juice of this I'll streak her eyes and make her full of fateful fantasies. Take thou some of it and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Effect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so we have one more monologue before we start our scenes, and that will be done by Maggie. Maggie is going to do... Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown. Love this one. Okay, it's the top of Act 3, Scene 1 in Henry IV. Actually, that says Henry IV, Part 1. It should be Henry IV, Part 2, Act 3, Scene 1.
Okay, let's see. I'm scrolling. There are a lot of long speeches, and well, let's see. It's not there.
Actually, the uneasy lies the head that wears a crown is the line that concludes that monologue.
Oh, okay.
The but I'm pretty sure it's the very top of the scene. I think.
Okay. Yes, I see it. I see it now.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Okay. Go call the Earls of Surrey and Warwick, but ere they come, bid them o'erread these letters and well consider of them. Make good speed, exit page. How many thousands of my poorest subjects are at this hour asleep? Oh, sleep. Oh, gentle sleep, nature's soft nurse. How have I frightened thee that thou no more will weigh my eyelids down and steep my senses in forgetfulness? Why, rather, sleep, liest thou in smoky cribs upon uneasy pallets, stretching thee, and hushed with buzzing night flies to thy slumber, than in the perfumed chambers of the great, under the canopies of costly state, and lulled with sound of sweetest melody. Oh, thou dull god, why liest thou with the vile and loathsome beds, and leavest the kingly couch a watch case or a common larum bell? Wilt thou upon the high and giddy mast seal up the shipboy's eyes, and rock his brains in cradle of the rude imperious surge, and in the visitation of the winds who take the ruffian billows by the top, curling their monstrous heads and hanging them with deafing clamor in the slippery clouds that with their hurly death itself awakes? Canst thou, O partial sleep, give thy repose to the wet sea boy in an hour so rude, and in the calmest and most stillest night, with all appliances and means to boot, deny it to a king? Then, happy low, lie down. Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown.
Okay, so looked like I was looking at the comments. I saw Henry had an announcement. I'll mention that when we sign off. That's cool. That's cool. I wish I had more advanced notice. I don't know I'll be able to see that, but I think that'd be great. The Lion in the Winter. Curious. Maybe you could tell us how he found out about how he got involved with that group, because I would have liked to have been involved with that. But anyway, I'll make an announcement about that when we finish. And maybe the Facebook link that you shared, if you could share that. I mean, you shared that in the private chat for us, but if you share it in the comment section so that everyone on YouTube can see. So if some of our viewers are interested in seeing that, that would be great as well. So nobody, we talked about that, but nobody seemed to object. At least they didn't say anything about suggesting something else. My idea for the scene for 4 of us, Romeo and Juliet, that's Act 3, Scene 1, from the beginning up to when Tybalt gets killed and Romeo runs out, and all the citizens come in. It'd be 4 roles: Benvolio, Mercutio, Tybalt, Romeo, and then for the final for the final 5 of us, the scenes that we'll do will be determined by the wheel, which will be King Lear, Edgar, and Gloucester. I believe that's where he leads into the top of the cliff, and Gloucester has been blinded and doesn't know that it's his son. Edgar and Gloucester in that scene, and Much Ado About Nothing. That's out at the end of the wedding, Benedict comforting Beatrice, and they both declaring their love for each other. And so that's 8 roles between. So then the last one will have one person will do a second monologue. So the 9 roles for the 9 of us are the Romeo and Juliet scene, Benvolio, Mercutio, Tybalt, Romeo, then Gloucester and Edgar in King Lear, Act 4, Scene 6, and then Beatrice and Benedict in Act 4, Scene 1 of Much Ado About Nothing, at the end of the wedding, after everyone but them has gone off, and then finally doing a second monologue is the ninth choice. And so so Maggie went last, so she gets the first choice amongst those 9 roles. Maggie, what would you like?
Can anyone guess? I'm going to take Mercutio.
Okay. Okay, and
I'm putting in the chat as people choose.
Okay. Ophelia, what would you like?
I want to do Edgar.
Edgar. Alex.
He's gone.
Oh, Alex left? Oh.
Well, he said he had to leave, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's too bad. Okay, so well then that's easy. That's easy. We'll just cut the person that does. We'll remove the choice of doing a second monologue. We have roles
okay.
Alex, Bill's choice. Bill, what would you like?
Romeo, please.
Bill will be Romeo. I'll be Tybalt. And I'm sorry, I didn't realize Henry was supposed to choose before me. So if he wants Tybalt, he can have her. Henry, I thought it was your choice before mine.
Wait, Beatrice, please.
Beatrice. Okay, so then I'll stick with my. You didn't take it, so I'll stick with my choice of Tybalt. Henry's going to be Beatrice. Eleanor.
Left, yeah.
Eleanor, what would you like?
Since Beatrice is taken, I'll try Benedict.
Okay. So we have Gloucester and Benvolio left. Brandon, what would you like?
Benvolio.
Okay, Brandon will be Benvolio, and that leaves John to be Gloucester. So So the four of us that are in right now to do the Romeo and Juliet scene, and then John and Shelia are going to do Gloucester and Edgar, and then Eleanor and Henry are going to do Beatrice and Benedict. Okay,
I think I
create
put all the scenes, I didn't put the links, but I put the scenes in the chat. So if people are trying to look those up, they should be there. Okay, so we're doing Romeo and Juliet first.
Give me a second to get it up.
Yeah, I haven't got it either. Act.
So it starts with so it starts with just Mercutio and Benvolio on stage. So I'm going to take myself, and when we start, I'll take myself and Bill out of it. It'll just be Brannon and Maggie as Benvolio and Mercutio. So let's see. Are you two ready to go?
I'm ready.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad. And if we meet, we shall not scape a brawl. For now these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of those fellows that when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his sword upon the table and says, God send me no need of thee, and by the operation of the second cup draws it on the drawer, when indeed there is no need.
Am I such a fellow?
Ah, come, come. Thou art as hot a jack in thy mood as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, and soon moody to be moved.
What two?
Nay, and there were two such, we should have none shortly, for one would kill the other. Why thou wilt quarrel with a man that hath a hair more or a hair less in his beard than thou hast. Thou wilt quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason but because thou hast hazel eyes. What eye but such an eye would spy out such a quarrel? Thy head is as fun of quarrels as an egg is full of meat, and yet thy head hath been beaten as addle as an egg for quarreling. Thou hast quarreled with a man for coughing in the street, because he hath wakened thy dog that hath lain asleep in the sun. Didst thou not foul out with a tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter? With another for tying his shoes with old ribband? And yet thou wilt tutor me from quarreling.
And I were so apt to quarrel as thou art, any man should buy the fee sample of my life for an hour and a quarter?
The fee simple? Oh, simple.
Oh, by my head, here comes the Capulets.
By my heel, I care not.
Follow me close, but I will speak to them. Gentlemen, good den, a word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us? Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without giving it?
Mercutio, thou consortst with Romeo.
Oh, consort! What, dost thou make us minstrels? And thou minstrels make us look to hearing nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick, and here's that shall make you dance. Zoons, consort!
Shh, we talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw into some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure, I.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged, sir, if he wears your livery. Marry, go before to field. He'll be your follower. Your worship in that sense may call him man.
Romeo, the hate I bear thee cannot afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none. Therefore, Farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
This shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest I never injure thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission. Alla stoccata carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives that I mean to make bold withal, and as you shall use me hereafter, dry beat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck your sword out of his pitcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears ere it be out.
I am for you.
Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up.
Come, sir, your passado.
Draw, Benvolio, beat down their weapons. Gentlemen, for shame, forbear this outrage. Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince expressly hath forbidden bandying in Verona's streets. Hold, Tybalt. Good Mercutio.
I'm hurt. A plague of both your houses. I am sped. Is he gone and hath nothing?
What? Art thou hurt?
I, a scratch. Marry, 'tis enough. Where is my page? Go, villain, fetch a surgeon.
Courage, man. The hurt cannot be much.
No, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door, but 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I am peppered, I warrant, for this world. Ah, plague of both your houses. Zoons, a dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat to scratch a man to death. A braggart, rogue, a villain that fights by the book arithmetic. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best.
Oh, help me into some house, Benvolio, or I shall faint. A plague of both your houses. They have made worms' meat of me. I have it, and soundly too. Your houses.
This gentleman, the prince's near ally, my very friend, hath got his mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, that an hour hath been my kinsman. Oh, sweet Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor's steel.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, brave Mercutio's dead. That gallant spirit hath aspired the clouds, which too untimely here did scorn the earth.
This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe, others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt back again.
Alive in triumph, and Mercutio slain. Away to heaven, respective lenity, and fire-eyed fury be my conduct now. Now, Tybalt, take the villain back again that late thou gavest me, for Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads, staying for thine to keep him company. Either thou, or I, or both must go with him.
Wretched boy that didst consort him here, shalt with him hence!
This shall determine that.
Ah!
Romeo, away, be gone, the citizens are up, and Tybalt slain. Stand not amazed, the prince will doom thee death that thou art taken. Hence, be gone away.
Oh, I am fortune's fool.
Why dost thou stay?
Hey, that was different from our usual stuff, and that was a lot. That was a lot of fun. Yes. Everybody did great with that. Okay, so up next we have let's see. We have John and Shelia being Gloucester and Edgar in King Lear. Let's see. Make sure. Uh-oh. Looks like we lost John. Maybe he's trying to get back in again. I'm going to kick him from the studio. Maybe I have to do that for him to get back in again. That's unfortunate. So let's see. Shelia, you were supposed to perform with John. What we'll do is we'll skip to the next one, to Benedict and Beatrice, that Eleanor and Henry are doing. And if John happens to rejoin us during that time, you can do it. Otherwise, we'll spin for another monologue for you.
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. Eleanor and Henry. Give me a second to create the banner before you start. I assume you guys both found the place to begin with, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Okay. So there's the banner. Whenever you're ready.
Ooh.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Ah, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I loved you nothing so well as you. But believe me not. And yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it. I protest, I love thee.
Why, then, God forgive it. God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest. I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Ah, not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height a villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonoured my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What, bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation uncover slander, unmitigated rancour? Oh, God, that I were a man, I would ease his heart in the marketplace!
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window? A proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Beatrice.
Princes and countess, surely a princely testimony, a goodly count confect, a sweet gallant, surely, oh, that I were a man for his sake. or that I had any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules, that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice, by this hand I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hera?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead, and so farewell.
Thank you, Elena. That was nice.
Love that scene. Okay. Well, I love that whole play. One of my favorites. Okay, fortunately, John did make it back in, so we'll just switch the order so he and Sheila can do the one that we were going to do. So, have you both found this? You're ready to go with it?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
It's
go for it.
the top of the scene, correct?
Yes.
To be sure. Okay, very well. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When shall we come to the top of that same hill?
You do climb up it now. Look how we labor.
Methinks the ground is even.
Horrible steep. Hark, do you hear the sea?
No, truly.
Oh, why then your other senses grow imperfect by your eyes' anguish.
So it may be, indeed. Methinks thy voice is altered, and thou speakst in better phrase and matter than thou didst.
You're much deceived. In nothing am I changed but in my garments.
Methinks you're better spoken.
Oh, come on, sir. Here's the place. Stand still. Oh, how fearful and dizzy 'tis to cast one's eyes so low. The crows and choughs that wing the midway air show scarce so gross as beetles. Halfway down hangs one that gathers samphire. Dreadful trade. Methinks he seems no bigger than his head. The fishermen that walk upon the beach appear like mice. And yon tall, anchoring bark diminished to her cock. Her cock a buoy almost too small for sight. The murmuring surge that on the unnumbered idle pebbles chafes cannot be heard so high. I'll look no more, lest my brain turn and the deficient sight topple down headlong.
Set me where you stand.
Give me your hand. You are now within a foot of the extreme verge. For all beneath the moon would I not leap upright.
Let go my hand. Here, friend, 's another's purse. In it a jewel well worth a poor man's taking. Fairies and gods prosper it with thee. Go thou further off, bid me farewell, and let me hear thee going.
Now fare you well, good sir.
With all my heart.
I do trifle thus with his despair. Is done to cure it.
Oh, you mighty God, this world I do renounce, and in your sight shake patiently my great affliction off. If I could bear it longer,
and not fall to quarrel with your great opposeless will. My snuff and loathed part of nature should burn itself out. If Edgar live, oh, bless him. Now, fellow, fare thee well.
Gone, sir. Farewell. And yet I know not how conceit may rob the treasury of life when life itself yields to the theft. Had he been where he thought, by this had thought been past, alive or dead. Ho, you, sir, friend, hear you, sir, speak, thus might he pass indeed, yet he revives. What are you, sir?
Away, and let me die.
Oh, hadst thou been aught but gossamer, feathers, air, so many fathom down precipitating, thou'dst shivered like an egg. But thou dost breathe, thou hast heavy substance, bleedst not, speakest, art sound. Oh, 10 masts at each make not the altitude which thou hast perpendicularly fell. Thy life's a miracle. Speak yet again.
But have I fallen, or no?
From the dread summit of this chalky bourne, look up a height, the shrill gorged lark so far cannot be seen or heard. Do but look up.
Alack, I have no eyes. Is wretchedness deprived that benefit, to end itself by death? 'Twas yet some comfort when misery could beguile the tyrant's rage and frustrate his proud will.
Give me your arm. So, how is it? Feel you your legs? You stand.
Too well, too well.
This is above all strangeness. Upon the crown of the cliff, what thing was that which parted from you?
A poor unfortunate beggar.
As I stood here below, and methought his eyes were 2 full moons. He had 1,000 noses, horns welked and waved like the enridged sea. It was some fiend. Therefore, thou happy father, think that the clearest gods who make them honors of men's impossibilities have preserved thee.
I do remember now. Henceforth I'll bear affliction till it do cry out itself. Enough, enough, and die. That thing you speak of, I took it for a man. Often to say the fiend, he led me to that place.
Bear free and patient thoughts. Scene.
Okay, great. The two of you, great performances today from everybody. And the fact that we finished with a great scene from Lear reminds me about Vincent and Eager Beaver. Good news and bad news. Good news is that you will, that is something that you can see. I think it's a week from tomorrow. The bad news is because Vincent kept having to push it back. He pushed it back to a week from tomorrow when I'm not going to be available. In fact, I'm in a Zoom class that overlaps the same time and all 4 Sundays in March. So I hope I don't miss anything else that Eager Beaver is doing. But if you are interested in King Lear or in anything that Eager Beaver Shakespeare is going to be doing, you can contact Sheila or Maggie. I know they're involved in that. Look forward to seeing that. And Henry also had an announcement about, I think it's later today at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It's only a few hours from now. There's a streaming performance of Lion in Winter, where he's going to be King Henry. So I have to see. I hope I can catch that myself. But he shared the link in the private chat. I copied it. I'll go ahead and post it in the comments so that the public that may be watching, who's interested in seeing Henry in Lion in Winter, can see that as well. So that's for up. And as far as Wheel of Shakespeare, I'm busy next Saturday, so we will be dark then. But I'll see everybody again 2 weeks from today for Wheel of Shakespeare. So until then, take care, everybody. Bye now.